The story of the three little pigs. Once upon a time, there was an old sow. A sow is a female pig. There was an old sow with three little pigs, and she had not enough to keep them. So she sent them out to seek their fortune. And a little side note, way back when, it was kind of commonplace in certain parts of the world to, when your kids grow up, you literally can't afford to have them in your house anymore, so they have to go find their own job. And the word seek their fortune was, I don't have the internet in front, the encyclopedia in front of me or whatever, but seek their fortune is an old-timey saying that it's just kind of go out and strike it out on their own and see how well they can do. So it's not weird. It's not bad. Nowadays we'd be like, wait, you're kicking out your kids? Yeah, but that's not not necessarily what they were doing at that point. But anyway, the sow had not enough to keep them, so she set them out to seek their fortune. Sorry, scrolling to the next page. There's a lot of images in this book. It's really good, but all right. The first went off and met a man with a bundle of straw and said to him, "Please, man, give me straw as to build me a house." When the man did, the little pig built a house with it. Presently came along a wolf and knocked at the door and said, little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig answered, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the wolf. So he huffed and he puffed and blew his house in and gobbled up the little pig. The second pig met a man with a bundle of wood and said, "Man, please give me that wood to build a house," which the man did, and the pig built his house. Then along came the wolf and said, little pig, let me in." No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," said the pig. "Well, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed, and at last he blew the house down and gobbled up the second little pig. The third little pig met a man with a load of bricks and said, "Please, man, give me those bricks to build a house with." So the man gave him the bricks, and he built a house with them. So the wolf came along and said to the other little pig, little pig, let me come in." No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Well, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." Well, he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but he could not get the house down. When he found that he could not, with all of his huffing and puffing, blow the house down, he said, "Little pig, I know where there is a nice field of turnips." "Oh, where?" said the little pig. "Oh, in Mr. Smith's home field. And if you will be ready tomorrow morning, I will call for you and we will go together and get some dinner." "Very well," said the little pig. "I will be ready. What time do you mean to go?" "Oh, at 6 o'clock. Well, the little pig got up at 5 and got to the turnips and was home again before 6. When the wolf came, he said, "Little pig, are you ready?" "Ready," said the little pig. "I have been and come back again and got a nice pot full for dinner." The wolf felt very angry at this, but thought that he would be up to the little pig somehow or other. So he said, "Little pig, I know where there is a nice apple tree." "Oh, where?" said the pig. "Down at Merry Garden," replied the wolf. "And if you will not deceive me, I will come for you at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we will go together and get some apples." Well, the little pig woke at 4 the next morning and bustled up and went off to the apples, hoping to get back before the wolf came. But he had further to go and had to climb the tree, and that just as he was coming down from it, he saw the wolf coming, which, as you may suppose, frightened him very much. When the wolf came up and said, "Little pig, what, You here? What? Are you here before me? Are they nice apples? Yes, very, said the little pig, and I will throw you down one. And he threw it so far that while the wolf was gone to pick it up, the little pig jumped down and ran home. The next day, the wolf came again and said to the little pig, Little pig, there is a fair in the town this afternoon. Will you go? Oh, yes, said the pig, I will go. What time shall you be ready? At 3, said the wolf. So the little pig went off before that time as usual and got to the fair and brought a butter churn and was on his way home with it when he saw the wolf coming. Then he could not tell what to do. So he got to the churn and to hide, and in doing so turned it round, and it began to roll and roll down the hill with the pig inside it, which frightened the wolf so much that he ran home without going to the fair. He went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he had been by a great round thing which had come down the hill past him. Then the little pig said, Ah, I frightened you, did I? I had been at the fair and bought the butter churn, and when I saw you, I got into it and rolled down the hill. Then the wolf was very angry indeed, and declared that he would eat the little pig, and that he would get down the chimney after him. When the little pig saw what he was about, he hung the pot full of water and made it a blazing fire. And just as the wolf was coming down, he took off the cover of the pot, and in fell the wolf. And the little pig put it on the cover again, and in an instant boiled him up and gobbled the wolf up for supper, and lived happily ever after. The end. Well, I hadn't actually read the entire version of that. I was unaware of the fair, but it's such a cute little story. I'm glancing towards the bottom, and yeah, not sure of the exact date of this. But I hope you enjoyed listening as much as I enjoyed reading.